Live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. Strictly for my niggas. Niggas is an Ethiopian title for royalty. Also, Chiefs Kingdom, baby. Got my Super Bowl fit. Got my Super Bowl jump. Yeah. Yeah. Looking vicious with it. Looking vicious with it. Doing my thing. Doing my thing. Doing my thing. Thing. Yo. All right. Black History moment. You knew it was a Black History moment when you saw this. Yeah, it's a Black History moment. And I'm going to give y'all a Black History moment again. How, like, I get down with some stuff you probably wasn't even aware of. Now, before we get off into the new stuff, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you digging what a brother's shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share the page. All right, look here. This is what we're going to do. What do y'all know about the ALASKAN? That is a shortened term for the Alaskan-Canada Highway. You know who built it? Do you know when it was built? Do you know why it was built? Do you know the ramifications that came into play while it was being built? I'm going to get that all to you. And I ain't going to get it from just any old source. Yeah, baby. Coming at you straight from the Defense Media Network. So there ain't no bias. We just telling a story. All right? This was done by my man Dwight John Zimmerman all the way back in January 26th of 2013. It needed to be done, and it's a little piece of Alaskan history attached to it. But I need y'all to know. You look there. There's a highway being made through the Yukon, through Canada, and up into Alaska. And look who doing it. Look who doing it. Yeah, if you can't tell from that picture. Brothers. Also, my native Alaskan brothers was involved in it too. But let's talk about it a little bit. On January 20th, 1943, at the opening session of the annual meeting of the American Society of Civil Engineers in New York, high-ranking officers of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and officials from the Public Roads Administration told a rapt audience of their experiences building what the New York Times describes as one of the modern wonders of the world, the Alaskan-Canadian Highway, popularly known as the ALASKAN Highway. That's what the ALASKAN Highway looked like, connecting Edmonton, Alberta, Canada to Fairbanks, Alaska, 1942. This right here, by the way, this ain't just anybody's picture. That's a photo that is in the Library of Congress. Now, proposals for such a road had existed since the 1920s, but it wasn't until Japan attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. They decided they wanted to start doing something. Immediately, the defense of remote Alaska became a priority. Plans for the ALASKAN Highway, a strategically secure supply route, accelerated under the aegis of the Army Corps of Engineers. In February 1942, just 2 days after he had received the assignment, Assistant Chief of Engineers Brigadier General Clarence L. Sturtevant, the father of the ALASKAN Highway, submitted a plan for surveys and construction. In it, he specified a pioneer road is to be pushed to completion with all speed within the physical capacity of the troops. The objective is to complete the entire route at the earliest practicable date to a standard sufficient only for the supply of troops engaged on the work. Further refinements will be undertaken only if additional time is available. His target for completion of the highway was fall of 1942. Can you imagine that? You got to start in February of 1942 and be finished by like September, October. That's like what, 9 months? 8 months, 9 months to do an entire highway. You're like, what is going on and why? See, this is what I want y'all to see. This the part right here. This the part right here. U.S. Army dump trucks lined the road with gravel along the ALASKAN route. 1942. Surveying began in February. Using locals as guides, and constantly updated aerial photos, survey teams averaged 2 to 4 miles a day. Once the basic route was worked out, 7 engineer construction regiments were pre-positioned at points along the route for each was responsible for constructing a 350-mile section of the road. 3 of the regiments, the 97th, the 95th, and the 93rd, were African American regiments, and Brigadier General Simon Bolivar Buckner Jr. was responsible for Alaska's defense. He initially tried to bar them from his area of operation. This was the era of Jim Crow and a segregated army. Buckner was also the son of a Confederate general. Makes sense now. Buckner's objections dwelt on the possibility of miscegenation between the African Americans and the native peoples, not competency. So, Brigadier General Buckner was against blacks constructing this highway because he was afraid they were going to mix with the native people. Sorry, Buckner. They did it anyway. Let's read on. 2 of the 3 African American regiments, the 93rd and 97th, were sent to Alaska. To alleviate Buckner's concerns, they were stationed far from any settlement. Construction of the road, as it came to be known, began on March 8, 1942, and the person responsible for actual building of the highway was Brigadier General William M. Hoge, creator of the obstacle course. Hoge quickly discovered that when it came to building a road in this remote northern wilderness, he had to unlearn almost everything he knew. The primary reasons for that were muskeg, bogs of rotten organic matter and muck, and permafrost. And let me tell you, boy, we know all about permafrost up in this bitch. Permanently frozen ground. Traditionally, trees and other vegetation and topsoil are bulldozed away to make level foundation for the road. Hoge recalled that was absolutely wrong with permafrost. You have to do the exact reverse. Instead, teams had to fashion layers of felled trees and other vegetation over the permafrost and muskeg to create an insulating blanket to prevent them from melting. Once a firm surface was in place, then a road could be built. Now, let's go here. When it was completed on October 28, 1942, 1,700 miles of road from Dawson Creek, Dawson Creek, British Columbia to Delta Junction, Alaska, the first all-weather route from the continental United States to Alaska, had been built. By then, the strategic need for the highway had passed, but nonetheless, the ALASKAN Highway was held as one of the top 10 construction achievements of the 20th century, and it is still used today. You best believe it's still used today. Now, the point of that is the 93rd, the 95th, and the 97th were all African American engineering units and were largely responsible for the lion's share. of that work. It was also work done with native peoples of Alaska, like this. So as you can see, ain't no hate between indigenous people and African Americans. And if it is, it's because something was lost in the communication, and these people like to divide and conquer. I ain't got nothing against my indigenous people here in Alaska. I love my indigenous people, my Tlinkits, my Athabascans, my Aleuts, my Yupik, my Kupik, all of y'all. I ain't got nothing but love and respect for y'all because y'all understand the struggle and y'all deal with some of the same shit that black people down in the South during the Jim Crow era had to deal with. So to all of my indigenous people, we got a whole bunch more in common than we do not in common. I mean, y'all, some of y'all food choices is dubious to me, but I got nothing but love for y'all, nothing but love and respect. As much respect that y'all want to give, the amount of respect y'all will receive from D-Real. Yo, this was a Black History moment because Black people were involved. And like I said, it might be the last day of Black History Month, but it ain't the last day of Black History moments coming from your man and them. I will continue to keep banging these joints out as I uncover some and remember some in my head, and I'll research and I'll bring them to y'all. Promise. That's it for now. But fret not, I will be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And until I do, yo, y'all be good. Be good to each other.